Matthew chapter 5, verse 41. And if anyone forces you to go 1 mile, go with him 2. In Matthew 5:41, during the Sermon on the Mount, Jesus calls his followers to go beyond what is expected, saying, if anyone forces you to go 1 mile, go with him 2. This passage is rooted in a common practice during Roman occupation. Roman soldiers could demand civilians to carry their gear for a mile under threat of physical harm. This was not a polite request, but an imposition, a reminder of Roman authority over the people. Jesus takes this harsh reality and turns it into a lesson on radical service. He challenges his followers to not only fulfill the forced obligation, but to go beyond it willingly. While serving others can be exhausting and unfair, Jesus teaches us that true service goes beyond what's reasonable. It stretches us to offer more than what is asked, even when the request is unpleasant, unjust, or made by someone who may never reciprocate. This command exemplifies what a life of service is truly about. Often, we will be asked to serve in ways that seem unreasonable or unfair. We may serve people who could easily do things for themselves, or who take advantage of our kindness or of the system. And yet, Jesus calls us to push past our desire to even the score or to exact vengeance, whether passively or actively. Serving others, according to Jesus' teaching, means extending ourselves beyond what feels comfortable. It means enduring discomfort for the sake of the gospel, much like Christ did on the cross. The cross reminds us that serving others leads to suffering. We may do good only to be met with ingratitude or mistreatment, just as Jesus' service to humanity led to his own crucifixion. True suffering for the gospel isn't about losing influence in the public square, feeling censored on social media, or declining influence in the multiple culture wars that are being fought in the marketplace. It's about serving in a way that seems unreasonable to the world. It's about going that extra mile, giving of ourselves when it feels unjust. When we embrace this kind of service, we will align ourselves with the life and the mission of Jesus as we become more like him, who gave everything, not out of obligation, but out of love for others.